So where are we heading to this morning, love?
Kerikeri stone store.
Exactly. So we're walking along the, I don't know, Kerikeri River, I presume. There's a coldie on the right there, tow truck on the left. Lovely trees. I'm pretty sure I might touch this close.
Yep.
And the river's beside us, and we can hear the warbler. The fairy pools. Wow. I don't know if you can get down to the fairy pools, but doesn't matter. Can't really see the fairy pools. Don't know why it's called the fairy pool. Oh, sorry, love. So we've come to a quieter part of the river. What that noise is. Someone's cutting trees, I think. But there's some rapids down there. We'll get to them shortly. So, this is the bridge. That goes to Kerikeri, and here's some more weeds in the bush, but we're sort of out of the bush a bit now. So we're going to have a little sit down shortly. Hey, love?
Yep. Good idea.
Yeah. Oh, there's some nasturtiums over there. We could pick some nasturtiums for our lunch. It's the river and the bridge. That's the bridge that goes into Kerikeri from the Waipapa side, whichever side. I think there might be a rest stop up here. We'll have a look, see more of that. I think this is called Black-Eyed Susan, and that's another smothering sort of weed, along with the nasturtiums, I suppose, but at least the nasturtiums probably died. Well, it's a raft of nasturtiums out there. It's a little bit sad. And then the other weed we have is gorse. And it's probably a ginger, bit of ginger in there, I think. I don't know. Anyway, ooh, very soon we'll see the historic powerhouse. So we've got 2.2 k's to go. And that's the foot wash if you were coming in here. Yeah. Paul was just telling me before that there was going to be no more uphills. We live in New Zealand. It's all about up and down hills. The river's over there somewhere. Look at that dead tree. It's got something growing out. Is that a puri tree? You don't think so? Whatever it is, it's coming back to life. It must have got had a rock fall on it or something. Who knows? Something's broken it. Oh, look at this. This is gorgeous. I could just imagine fairies living in here. Flitting amongst the rocks. Dancing in circles around the big totra tree. Now that looks like a bit like a whomping willow. There's rocks everywhere. It's a beauty. Got that widowmaker hanging off the side there. So, why are they called widowmakers?
I believe the foresters would sometimes be taken out by one falling off a tree when they were working in the forest back in the day.
So this is another set of falls on the river. So there's this pipe here, and this we think is the powerhouse, the old powerhouse. There used to be a power turbine from the falls up until 1967. So I'll let Paul, what is it, love?
That would be the old turbine, I would think. Would have been turning a generator here.
Yeah.
Some control for the turbine.
Mm. That was 800 metres from that sign. Come to a bit of a coldy grove. Which we've got here, quite a few in here, and what they do now is they put boardwalks over where there's coldy trees now, because we've got that coldy dieback disease, and if you come into bush like this you need to wash your shoes before you come into the bush, because they don't want to pass it on to the trees. But yeah, it's some beauties. That's a bigger one. It's a bit hard to see. Is that vine, love? That Supplejack. Yeah, there's a lot of it in here, isn't there? There's a waterfall up there, and it comes down through the rocks and into here. And down into the river. pretty impressive up here. This is another purity tree, I think. That's pretty cool. It's grown over the rock. Wonder if that's come down when the rocks have fallen off the... Possibly. Pretty tree. Quite what is it? Is that like they're like birds, aren't they? And why do they get the burrs? Do you know? You don't know why. Because some of them have some and some of them have a lot. So I've come across a pond with lots of lily pads in it. Now we just recently went to visit a friend of ours called Sue at her property called Allen Glaze, and she had a pond, or has a pond, with lily pads in it, and apparently they can take over. And she has to go into her pond and pull out the lilies periodically, because otherwise they just smother the pond. So they're lovely, but tree roots. The river's over in there. Ahead. This is called the Kerikeri Basin. We have brought our dinghy up here one year. Dinghied all the way up from the boat. But that was a while ago, wasn't it? And that's the Kerikeri River, which we've just followed for the last however long from the NZMCA car park. Ever the builder. I think he's just checking out the cracks in the handrail. How long did that take us? About 2 hours. But there was a lot of stopping and starting. You got anything to say about our so far?
Me? My feet are sore and I'm looking forward to getting back.
And having a cider. Just think there'd be a cold cider when we get home, back to the caravan.
I look forward to that.
Me too. Oop. So, cold cider's in our future, but we've got a way to go yet before we get to that. Well, we survived, didn't we, love?
We did.
Yeah, only just. But we made it. Not far now.